Hi everyone. Today I wanted to speak to you all on a few basic issues, and basically I wanted to speak to you in a very open manner so that there is no ambiguity on these issues, and you all get benefited ultimately. As a Shaktipat Guru, it is my duty to convey the concept, and it is the duty of the disciples how they receive it and whether they want to receive it or not. First of all, when it comes to the subject of spiritual journey, I'm sure you all will agree it is a serious business, which I mean to say it's not that any other business which are part of this materialistic world, they are not serious. Yes, from materialistic point of view, everything is a serious business. But when it comes to spiritual journey, I'm sure you all agree that it's a different thing, and it has nothing to do with any of our materialistic pursuits. Spiritual journey is all about going internal to realize what we are truly, where have we come from. Today in this current lifetime, we all may say, no, I have been born to so and so parents, I have taken birth in so and so city or in a so and so country. But you all agree that it is a spirit which is at the core of every human being, and that spirit, call it soul or call it Atma, it has no identity of its own. Just like we all keep dropping our clothes every day, and once they become torn, we change them. So same is the case with the human body of flesh and blood. The moment we know that it is not fit enough for the soul, it would dwell, either due to old age or due to accident, then it will quit this body of flesh and blood and manufacture some other body. It will take birth in some other family. Therefore, what I am saying is, spiritual journey is not about our materialistic pursuits. You must always understand it. It has got something to do with our internal nature, which is at the core of all of us. But unfortunately, what happens is every yoga practitioner tends to get carried away by the externals. When I say externals, I mean to say that the external rituals, external attractions. Well, certain external things can be used as instruments. Now that is different again. Certain things, for example, people who participate in Bhakti, who pursue Bhakti Yoga, or they follow the path of devotion. They go to temples, they go to various places of worship, they worship their respective gods and goddesses according to their religious background. But here what is happening, all these external instruments like temples or religious shrines, they are only being used as instruments. And per se, nothing is coming from the temples to you. I have to understand that. Don't get emotionally carried away. Those who especially pursue Bhakti Yoga, I do understand your sensitivities, because I have also been a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. And of course, I am a devotee of Lord Vishnu. It is just that after having come on to the path of yoga, my Guru has now become the Lord Vishnu for me. My Guru has become my personal God for me now. That's all about it. Otherwise, it is understandable that one tends to become emotional But then that is the truth, in the sense, no power can come from outside inside the human body, because what is there inside the human body is the eternal spirit or the soul, and that soul is of the same nature as that of universal God. If that be the case, how can something else come from outside to the all-powerful soul which is already there inside? Because whatever is there outside is there inside the soul also, or whatever is there the soul, whatever is there inside the soul or the individual spirit is all pervading, just like the universal God. So you see, that concept itself doesn't work out. Firstly, you have to understand it. And therefore, don't get emotional about it. So we are only using all the temples or the path of devotion or the images of various gods and goddesses basically as instruments to manifest the divinity within us. First, understand it. Anyway, notwithstanding that, it is not my intention to dwell into the concept of Bhakti Yoga or the path of devotion now in this video. Basically, I wanted to tell you this much, that spiritualism is a serious business. It is your way how you go internally. Rest everything you use, make use of it as an instrument. So same is the case when it comes to the relationship between the disciple and the guru. Basically, a guru is also an instrument. You make use of the guru as an instrument for your own spiritual growth. And the guru acts as the medium for you. But however, the one thing which is constant, and it appears to be a kind of a cosmic constant, or rather a universal constant, that the spirit, individual spirit, can only merge with this universal spirit through a medium only. It can't jump directly into the ocean. I mean, a droplet of water can't jump directly into the ocean. It needs a medium. So here what happens? A guru happens to be that medium here. First you need to understand the concept. When you say guru, we are talking about that universal God only in the role of a guru. Now we are worshipping the same universal God. However, imagining him to be a teacher or a guru. He is no longer that mysterious God or goddess who is performing all supernatural miracles and all that. You are worshipping that same divine in the form of your a guru, in his role as a guru here. So now for that, you can't pick up a guru from the history books. You pick up any great sage and say that no, I will take it as him as my guru. So therefore I worship God as guru, but by picking up one great sage from the history books as my guru. Yeah, obviously the entire mankind will go in for the best among the sages. You would like to start, the humankind will start debating who is the best sage to be a guru. Maybe everyone will straight away jump. If you go into the ancient Sanskrit text, you will all straight away hook on to Lord Dakshinamurti, the first guru of the mankind. Lord Dakshinamurti is none other than Lord Shiva only. So everyone wants Lord Shiva as my guru. Perfect. There is nothing wrong as such in this. But the only thing is, there is a mechanism which has been laid out. There is a mechanism has been laid out, and the world in which we live, it survives or it is sustained in a certain fashion. For example, if you see the food, Like you can ask the God for food. God, give me food. Yeah, God can give food. God has got all the power. But then there is a procedure has been laid out here. How? There is something known as world system. In the center of the world system is one sun, who is essentially a star, and the sunlight is illuminating all the planets. And on the planet Earth, plants manufacture food directly from the sunlight, and plants grow up. These plants are eaten by some animals, we call them as herbivores, and herbivores are eaten by carnivores, meat-eating animals. So there is a chain, food chain, basically. And human being, yeah, he is most welcome to eat whatever he wants. Maybe he will eat everything, given an opportunity. So basically, a procedure has been laid out. In the nature, a procedure has been laid out. Otherwise, you can directly manufacture food. So same is the case with everything in this world. God has manifested in this world in the form of a particular, in a particular design. Now you tell me, who is supposed to be the divine doctor? I think the sage Dhanvantari or Ashwinis, or I think, there are some celestial doctors which we all worship in Sanskrit texts. Now if someone falls sick, now you say, now I want that celestial doctor. Or you will say, I want this, you want to construct your house. You say, I want the celestial architect. Celestial architect, Vishwakarma, Lord Vishwakarma, basically God as the architect. It is a divine architect. So for you, whatever house you want to construct, you don't need sage Vishwakarma as your architect. For a small house, humble house which you are planning to construct, you don't need that. God doesn't need to manifest for you as Vishwakarma to construct your house. A simple engineer will do. Or maybe an engineering firm, it will do. Similarly, if you are falling sick, you don't need the divine celestial doctor to manifest, or God to manifest in front of you as a doctor and operate upon you. Maybe a simple surgeon will do, right? Similarly, you want to learn it as a baby, you want, it needs to get educated. You don't need Goddess Saraswati to manifest, to teach the baby. A humble teacher in any elementary school will do. Because that elementary school teacher is none other than the manifestation of the Goddess Saraswati only. So you need to understand these things in all its essence. Everyone jumps, they get emotionally carried away. So in the spiritual journey also, everyone wants, I would like to worship so and so sage, he is my guru. You need to understand that there is a way that world has been designed. God has designed the world, divided it into various time zones, like we have Krita Yoga, Treta Yoga, Dwapara Yoga and Kali Yoga. Similarly, from yuga to yuga, from time to time, God has been manifesting on this planet in different incarnations. So similarly, when you have this relationship between the guru and the disciple, It is just a phenomena. The relationship between a guru and a disciple, as we call it, guru-shishya relationship, it is a phenomena. You need to respect that phenomena. That's what you need to understand it here. And it is the only way for the universal soul to merge, the individual soul to merge with the universal soul. The individual droplet of water can only merge in the larger ocean only through a medium known as that Guru Tattva. This is appears to be a kind of a universal reality. See, God wants it; He can manifest as human beings the way He wants. I mean, human beings can be born out of thin air. You don't need parents. You don't need a male and female to get married, have sex, or don't get married, still have sex and give birth to a baby. God can populate the earth as He wants. You see how the animal kingdom has been populated, but not necessarily again. God can even manifest all the animals out of thin air. God can manifest all these plants out of thin air. You don't need to follow the design or the procedure of a nature. You may say, why have 24 hours in a day? Why should earth rotate on its axis like a top which the children play? It keeps rotating on its axis once in 24 hours. Let it not rotate. And the sun keeps rotating around the sun also, giving rise to seasons. Let the earth not rotate around the sun. God wants it. He can create the world system the way He wants. But fortunately or unfortunately, this is the way He has created this universe. So similarly, when we talk about the spiritual journey, let us be truthful to our heart. Don't we all pay our obeisance to the ultimate divine? Some gentlemen call Him God, call Him Almighty, call Him by whatever name you want. If at all you want to imagine Him to be a male, or if you want to imagine the divinity to be a female, imagine it to be a goddess or something. And remember, whether it is a god, whether it is a goddess, whether it is a gentleman, whether it is a lady, or it is just a supreme power, call it divinity, it is same for everyone across the board. Be truthful. Whether someone may be living in America, or someone may be living in Japan, someone may be living in India, God is same for everyone. It is a different thing that we try to understand Him in different languages, in different religions. As you all must be knowing, different religions have manifested on the planet, teaching the same truth. And originally those religions have been taught in their respective native languages. Later on, the languages got translated into other languages. For example, a religion has started in a particular land, in a particular native language. Later on, the teachings have been translated into other languages all over the world. But definitely, there is something known as God. There is something known as universal soul. And that universal soul is all-knowing, is constantly watching you. That means you can't separate out yourself from that universal God. 24/7, round the clock, you are under observation from the all-knowing divinity. You have not come from an alien world and say that, no, this God is different, my God is different. Because the divinity is universal. A God who belongs to our world system must be the same God which can be applied to some alien world. Only the way mechanism may be different, the languages may be different. So therefore, what I'm saying is, one needs to be truthful from the bottom of your heart. Especially in spiritual journeys, one needs to be very, very, very truthful. Because there's no choice for you for the cheating or deceit. Because the God knows instantly. When I say God, for a yoga practitioner, it means the Guru Tattva. It is not the human Guru which we are talking about here. I hope you are not getting confused here. It's the concept of Guru Tattva. You can't cheat that Guru Tattva. So therefore, for yoga practitioners, it becomes ultimately a kind of a trial by fire. You need to be truthful at the bottom of your heart. As a yoga practitioner, am I exercising self-surrender to that all-knowing Guru Tattva or not? If that is not happening, I says it is better for anyone for that matter, better to be an atheist. Just say that I don't believe in God. Just say that I don't believe in any religion. Just say that I don't believe in any yoga practice, and go on living about your life. Maybe at some point you will get the divine calling knocking on your door, and you will come onto the correct path. So therefore, it is better to be an atheist rather than to be a hypocrite. And on one side, we all accept that there is something known as universal God, divinity. Self-surrender needs to be exercised. Without that self-surrender to the universal soul, what spiritual journey are we talking about? It becomes a childish talk. Without that seriousness from the bottom of heart, when we say that we want to pursue God, but no, we don't want to exercise any self-surrender to Him. That means basically humanity wants to make use of God as if someone who distributes all candies. God, give me this, give me that, give me all these goodies of life. Why should God give you all this? You tell me. Be practical. Means if God gives you money, then only He is God. If God is not giving you money, He is no God. That's what you want to say that. Without realizing that your very existence is nothing but because of the God only there. It becomes a childish talk. God, I have been struggling this hard. You haven't given me anything. What about all your karma which you have accumulated? Who is going to eat those fruits of those bad karma which has been accumulated? Be practical. Today, people say, I have been struggling a lot. I have struggled a lot in life. But God is merciless. Why should God? What God has got to do with your stupid karma? You have accumulated your own karma. And you are now blaming God. So, from that point, be practical, be brave. God has got nothing to do with your karma. Whatever a human being is undergoing, or whatever consequences he is undergoing, it is his own actions. Yes, God has given you a way out. If you want to come out of this Maya, worship Him through the concept known as Guru Tattva. Now people don't want to do that. Guru Tattva, you just keep the Guru Tattva aside. Now that concept itself is that throwing it aside. Now you want to pursue everything else. How will it work now? For example, you have a fever, I have given you paracetamol tablet. You don't want to take the tablet inside your mouth. You kept it aside on the table. Now you are trying to study the paracetamol. how it has been manufactured. And you want studying the books, how paracetamol is going to work inside the body. What you are doing everything else other than the actual thing to be done, to take that paracetamol tablet. So understand what I am trying to say here. All these things which this world is attracting you towards, they are not going to really be of any benefit to you. Ultimately, you get benefited by only one thing alone: your self-surrender to the divine. Your own self-surrender to the divine, which means Guru Tattva here. When you are on the path of yoga system, that physical Guru or same God in which physical form become a medium for you, to that Guru Tattva you exercise self-surrender and you are free. As far as you are concerned, your work is done. People, unfortunately, they don't do that. We keep seeing the day-to-day, the yoga practitioners. People keep criticizing the Guru only. What Guru has done? The Guru has only become a medium for giving you initiation into a particular yoga system. Now, instead of exercising self-surrender to the Guru, you focus on what kind of dress Guru is wearing, how Guru is behaving, what kind of food Guru is eating. What have you got to do with Guru? Just like what have you got to do with God? In our ancient texts, if you see, God has got different roles. We have so many gods and goddesses. Some gods are, you can say, goddesses and gods. They're pure vegetarian. Some are non-vegetarian. Some behave in a very pleasant way. Some behave in a very ferocious way. Baba, what have you got to do with the gods and goddesses? How they behave? What food they eat? When you are come onto the path of yoga system, same is the case with the Guru also. That focus, always keep that focus on without drifting or deviating. Rest you do anything else you want. And that primary focus, that is focus of the soul or the Atma or the focus of the spirit which is in the core of your heart, that should be on the universal God, divinity, or what cosmic power, call it by whatever way you want. And if you happen to be a yoga practitioner, it acquires the name of Guru Tattva. Your human Guru who has given you the initiation. So this you need to remember. Let not your mind drift away from the concept of Guru or the Guru Tattva. For example, if you look at me, whatever I do, it is for my own moksha. And I get my moksha only by focusing my mind on my Guru, His Holiness late Swami Sahajananda Tirtha, who passed away in the year 2022. So as long as my mind is focused on my Guru, everything else is sorted out. Rest everything falls into its place in this world as far as I am concerned. But my merger or my freedom from the cycle of karma is possible only as long as my mind is focused on my Guru. Of course, physically he is no longer there. While my Guruji was alive, I had the opportunity of serving him for about 15 years. I was fortunate enough. My Guruji was alive for 15 years after I have taken Shaktipat initiation in the year 2007. And it is now almost, you can say, approaching 4 years since my Guruji has passed away. But how does it matter to me? Because my devotion, my focus of the mind is always on my Guru. whether his holiness was alive, whether his holiness is no longer there. So in this current lifetime of mine, my moksha is possible only as long as my mind is focused on my Guru. The story begins there and ends there. This is the same thing which I wanted to tell all sadhaks also. Once you focus, mind is focused on your Guru, that's it. Lock it, seal it, so that it doesn't get drifted away by chance. But unfortunately, what happens is, our mind is manufactured this way. There is no point in blaming our mind also. Our mind is been manufactured to be very unstable. It is not stable. It can't focus, remain focused on an idea all the time. Mind keeps drifting left, right, and center. So if the mind is like that, what you do? Use the nature of the mind on its own, on it as against it rather. You put a bait to the mind so that wherever it may drift left and right, it always revolves around the idea of one concept. For example, I have been telling this many times earlier also. Let's say someone is a devotee of a god, let's say Lord Ram. Now that the mind is not stable. Sometimes today it may think about Lord Ram, tomorrow it may not. So what you do? You celebrate Lord Ram's birthday. You go and watch any street play of Lord Ram. Go and watch Ramayana on the TV. Go and do some chanting of Lord Ram's name every day. Write the name of Lord's name on a book. People keep writing 1 crore times. They write 1 crore times. That is about 10 million times. They write the name of the Lord 10 million times. All these things are a way basically to keep your mind hooked onto the name of Lord Ram or the concept of Lord Ram. So that mind, even if it drifts left and right, it doesn't matter. You are doing mind is doing something or the other. So that it is always remains focused on the idea of Lord Ram. Same is the case in the yoga practice also. Somehow keep the mind focused on the idea of Guru Tattva. That's all you got to do here. Do anything, but don't drift away from this. And unfortunately, what people try to get carried away emotionally, they try to start calculating from mathematically, and they try to I've seen people even end up arguing with their own guru, having hostile attitude towards the guru. Now the very purpose is defeated here. If the Maya has been successful, that means the moment a human being is trying to escape from the wheel of Maya, Maya is also simultaneously acting on him. The moment a yoga practitioner is trying to free himself, Maya is simultaneously trying to pull him back. If nothing works, it will create a kind of a hostile mindset against the guru of the disciple also now. Now the disciple will lose focus on the guru and then he is gone. Spiritually he is degenerated, gets degenerated. Maya has become powerful and successful. So be very careful about this, about the Maya trying to pull the sadhaks back. The very purpose is gone. What happened? Let's say a yoga practitioner, he has taken initiation from a guru. He has spent long years practicing that particular yoga system. Finally, Maya has overtaken him. His mind got corrupted. He has started even losing focus on the guru. So much so that mind started thinking that it can manage the things on its own. Mind started realizing that it doesn't need the help of Guru any longer. That means Maya has become successful now. The yoga practitioner has gone. Be very, very careful about this. That's all the trick lies here. Why think that out of 100 people, majority percentage, they don't make it till the end? Because Maya overtakes them. So you have to be very careful about this. So this is what I wanted to tell all sadhaks basically today, as a matter of fact. Because I have seen many of the sadhaks, they keep getting drifted away. I really feel pity about them, really. I feel sad about it. Of course, there is nothing which can be done. Ultimately, they have to take a call. Because as a spiritual guru, I can only drag a horse up to the pot of water. Ultimately, it is the horse which needs to drink the water. Right? So, my aim is only trying to discern the things, explain the things, the subtle aspects of yoga practice. Rest, it depends upon the yoga practitioners, how they would like to understand and implement the thing. But be very careful. That's what I want to tell you, because one mistake you make, all time is now wasted out. The amount of effort you have put in is all gone for a waste. Especially when it comes to the relationship between the disciple and the guru, be very, very, very careful about it. Because it is your crucial life, you can say, life force. And Maya tries to attack that, break that, cut that link between the guru and disciple. Once that relationship is cut, it's gone. That's how Maya will try to pull you back from the pursuing yoga. Because I have seen, it is now almost, I am close to 2 decades now since I have taken Diksha from my Guruji, His Holiness. And nearly for the last 20 years, I have seen so many of my own Guru Bhai and Guru Behan who have been taken initiation from my own Guruji. That means my fellow yoga practitioners, my fellow sadhaks. I know how serious they used to be once upon a time. But today, when I see them, they all have drifted. Most of them have drifted away. And I feel, obviously, I don't feel good about it. And same thing keeps happening with you and my disciples. And my disciples' disciples. And their disciples. As you all must be aware, now I have 3 generations of disciples after me. 3 generations of disciples. I keep seeing them. And of course, it's understandable. These things do happen. And all that I can do, I can only keep educating you all about the subtle aspects of the yoga practice. Otherwise, Maya is going to overtake you. It's going to finish you off. Just like you're trying to throw something into the air, the Mother Earth is going to trying to pull it down. Similarly, a yoga practitioner trying to free himself, and the Maya is trying to pull him back. As such, naturally that phenomena is happening. In such a scenario, what about the egoism of the sadhak? Now the egoism is also if it plays up. Now one is Maya is trying to pull him, another is the ego is also giving the boost. He is drifted away from the that focus is gone from the Guru. Today you see so many people, I've seen even in various ashrams of the country, around the country, people trying to become head of the ashram, they become Swamijis, or they head the ashrams in different capacities. And they are all lost in the daily administration of the ashram. They get into the politics. And the fundamental purpose for which they come onto the path of yoga decades ago, that is gone, wasted out. They lost focus on their Guru. They may be worshipping the Guru every day in the evening, by lighting the lamp and doing the arati. But their mind is already lost in the politics of the ashram, on the various quarrels with the fellow yoga practitioners, fellow disciples. Is it what you want? If you ask me, for example, personally, what do I want in my life? It is already nearly 20 years since I have taken initiation from my Guruji. Maximum I may live for another 20 years, if I am lucky. If I am lucky. Maybe I might live for another 20 maximum, or may not be even that. Anytime I might die. What will happen to my gross body of flesh and blood after I die? I'll just throw it. It has to be thrown here only. The spirit which is there at the core of my heart, it is that spirit which is going to leave this body of gross body. Now I have to leave everything behind. Let's say my disciples, disciples, that is my grand disciples, and the disciples of my grand disciples. I'm going to leave, I have to leave everyone behind. My name will become just a memory, maybe, at the best. Personally, I will not even remember once I quit this body of, gross body of flesh and blood. Do I remember my past life? I must have been born somewhere. Do you all remember your past life? So same is the case with the present life also. And the time is ticking. Time is ticking. Destiny is knocking on your door, on your life. And try and take maximum use of it, and don't waste your precious lifetime. Don't get deviated, don't get distracted by the politics of Guru Bhai, disciples, ashrams, urge for recognition. What urge for recognition? What if I become very famous, let's say. I have become a very, very famous spiritual guru. What have I got to do with this fame now? Because it's a matter of 10 years, maybe I might die. Maybe another 5 years I might die. Once I quit this body of flesh and blood, it's gone. I don't even remember my name or fame. But what matters for me, how much of karma which is left in me at the end of the day. If I manage to burn down this karma, now I am free. I say goodbye to this world all around me. Bye-bye. Never to take birth again. And that's all my interest is. And so is the interest of everyone. Any yoga practitioner. What is your interest in that? Personal interest. How much you are free from your karma. Just like if you ask a businessman, what is your primary interest? He will say how much money he makes. And every businessman will say the same thing. How much money he has made. That's it. Because that is his primary purpose of life. Otherwise, the idea of doing business doesn't make any sense. So similarly, what is the primary purpose of yoga practice? To free from the karma. That primary purpose is being violated. You are accumulating more karma instead of freeing yourself from the karma. Now, what is the point in doing the yoga practice? That's why I said it is better to be an atheist rather than being an hypocrite, which generally you will find most of the mankind does. On one side they say, everyone says, I worship so and so God, so and so goddess. But he doesn't have faith in that same God or goddess. Or that God or goddess is good as long as money is coming from some kind of, through some way or the other. Or some benefit is happening to the personal life. If no personal benefit, no money, God has no use. That is the trend of human beings. So why do you want to give that word of spiritualism, or what do you call that, spiritualism, salvation, whatever. religion, God, goddess. Why all this, flowery language, wastage of terms and words? Better to be an atheist, no? Let the gods and goddesses go to hell. You focus on yourself. Forget about religion. Forget about yoga systems. Forget about soul. Forget about Atma. Forget about Dharma. Forget about everything else. Bother about your own self. How much money you make. How much you enjoy. As long as your body permits. Of course, now even if you give me all money in the world, I can't eat really, enjoy my food because I can't digest it any longer. That is a different thing. Well, then we focus on that, if that's what you want. Why bother about all the yoga practice, spiritualism? Why all these big, big words? Don't be a hypocrite. Better to be atheist. Be strong. That's what I wanted to talk to you all about today. Don't be a hypocrite. Better to be an atheist. Or if you want to pursue spiritualism, be brave. Be brave. And that calls for absolute surrender to the Guru Tattva, without which absolutely nothing is going to happen. Anyone can go and bang their head in any corner of the world. Nothing is going to happen as long as the mind is not focused on the concept of Guru Tattva or God as Guru. As simple as that. All the best to you all. Bye. That is enough for today. God bless you all.